Philip, Waylon and I have much to discuss.
All right. But what can I do to help?
Well, my brother asked me to get a confession from the traitor Bartholomew. A confession would be helpful against those who believe Bartholomew's arrest was unjust, and it may help us to convince my brother to forget all about his promise to Percy Hamley.
Bishop Henry said a confession from Bartholomew may help us. All this stuff went down, and that guy's all bragging about how he's going to go hunting, and that's his achievement. Great. So earlier we saw the not princess from the other kingdom, or the other keep, along with her brother, I think? Or the other person that was in the keep, at least, the young knight, that our protagonist never met at the time, that I think was her brother. He seems to have gained a facial scar as a result of whatever happened in the apparent siege that must have occurred. They hardly ever look at me. Maybe they feel as lost here as I do. Court respects power, not faith. A grand castle fit for a king. Francis said castles are like warships. Ships for when the floods of conflict rise.
Ah, Philip.
What is it?
About Bartholomew's confession.
Maybe you can get him to confess.
I do not believe my prior can do more than you could, Henry.
Perhaps he knows he will die, no matter what he says.
Please excuse me.
Of course.
What can we find around here? That's the main keep. A group of nobles. How they talk. Francis says that court words are weapons. Wish Francis was here.
Percy Hamley will have the earldom of Shiring.
But would he make a good earl?
Who cares? Stephen wanted the throne for 20 years. Now that he has it, he must be loyal to those who are loyal to him.
Who knows? Maybe Percy will make a good earl.
From what I've heard, Lady Hamley pulls the strings.
Oh, the gossip in the yard. So many colors. Knights from all over England. And Normandy for sure.
Bartholomew and his followers would have only been the first wave. Robert of Gloucester remains, and he will attack.
And that's what you keep telling us. Maybe because the king likes to hear that you share his worries about Robert of Gloucester.
Robert of Gloucester wants to see his sister on the throne. He will attack. And the Welsh will fight on his side. You mark my words.
Were they loyal to the old king? Are they loyal to the new king? Do they have a choice?
From what I heard, this is about the cathedral in Kingsbridge. It burned down.
Yes.
Then the king should help in some manner, but not by giving away English land to the church.
Did you not say Bishop Henry was the richest man in England? Then why is he not paying for the cathedral?
God has very tight purse strings, it seems.
So this guy's one of the richest people around, and he's a bishop, and he's not going to spend any of that money dealing with the actual church that's burned down within his own organization. Far side of yard, castle gate. There's a few options around here. Winchester's a strange place, so many people. Hope I can find my way back to the guest house.
No, I won't just leave. I must do something to help our priory.
How could you let her get away? That little bitch.
I will find her, Mother.
She was here? Why?
To see her father, of course. But that won't help her. She has already made a fool of you once. Don't let it happen again.
No, Mother.
Okay, so another reference to this character that has escaped. The Hamleys. They defeated Bartholomew. Francis believes that is a good thing. We met before. He was with Bishop Welleran and Hamley's son. He's kind of a garbage person.
Monk, It's about time you showed up.
Huh? Regan Hamley? We have not been formally introduced.
You are a fool. Is that formal enough for you, monk? You don't understand any of this, do you? It's as if you've never set a single foot outside your little priory. Unbelievable.
How can I help you, Lady Hamley?
How you let yourself be used by those two greedy bishops, I'll never know. Waleran wants the lands of the earldom for himself. Henry knows that. Say something. You don't believe me, do you, monk?
He likes to talk. Probably easier just to not bother in this case.
Don't tell me you didn't suspect any of this. This is how politics works. I know you don't trust me, but your bishops are no different from me. You are at a crossroads.
Do you have a way to prove any of this?
Ride with my son, William. Just a few hours. I will prove to you that Waleran will betray you.
All right. I will ride with your son, if only to prove you wrong.
Very well. Maybe you're not a fool, after all. But do not let the bishops see you. William?
What?
Ride with Father Philip. Do as I said.
Unexpected
William
path?
Hamley declined to tell me where we were heading. He enjoyed keeping me in the dark and forcing me to follow his lead. Sometimes he sped ahead on his war horse, and it took me some effort to catch up. But sooner or later he would stop and wait, sneering as I rejoined him.
We managed to get significantly more sidetracked than I expected.
On one occasion, he stood there urinating against a rock. When I caught up with him, he turned without covering himself. He found my shock at his shameful behavior comical. He laughed, got back into the saddle, spurred his horse, and rode off. Again, I followed, hoping this journey had not been another horrible mistake.
Catching up with William.
Near a bridge, I found William with a group of washerwomen. He was shouting at them. When I arrived, I could only hear their replies. They said that they had not seen a girl or a boy fitting his description. A younger, blonde woman said that even if she had seen the girl, she would not tell him. Apparently, she had heard of William Hamley.
So far, I'm really wondering why in the world I'm being sent to go with this guy that is just utterly detestable all the time.
William grabbed the startled-looking woman by the arm. He shoved his right hand under her skirt. She started crying. The other women asked William to stop, but were afraid to anger him. William turned and grinned when he saw me approaching.
So is he like a supervillain or what? I told William to get on his horse, or I rode on and said nothing. Let's confront him because he's being insufferable.
When he heard my words, William's grin faded. He pushed the young woman away. The other women looked at me in a strange way. They must have asked themselves why a monk would ride with such a man as William. We rode off, and William stared at me full of spite. I told him I pitied him. I did not tell him why, because I had no words for it. We did not talk after that. Not for a long time.
So far, I'm spending a lot of the playthrough with blonde people being angry at me all the time. By the way, I thought Tom the Builder, right? There's so many names. I thought that his son might have died, but there was follow-up scenes where there was like wide shots of the area after the desolation happened, and I'm pretty sure I spotted him in the crowd, so I guess he's alive? And he was just really conspicuously absent for a while?
William talked to more strangers along the way. First, I believed he was asking for directions. Then I realized that money was changing hands. William was paying these people for information. I was glad that for now he had lost interest in hurting others. Then I saw an old woman pointing William to a bearded man on a horse. William called the man a horse thief. Then he grinned and signaled the puzzled man to get on his horse and ride with him. They rode faster and faster, and I could not hear what more they talked about.
Let's try to get closer and see what we can learn. We're still wondering why the hell we're even on this trip.
William bluntly threatened to have the man hanged for stealing a horse of his, and then ordered him to hunt down the real thieves in exchange for his life. The man laughed as if he had made a great bargain. William even paid him. Before the man rode off north, William mentioned a name. Aliena. And I prayed that whatever William's plan was, that it would fail. Then William waved at me to ride faster. I reckoned we had to be close to where Lady Hamley wanted us to go. Not long after, my stomach turned as I realized just where exactly we were bound.
Oh, we're going back to Bishop Walleran's palace. So he's framing that he's pretending to go after the guy for being a horse thief because the real case that he's trying to hire somebody to hunt after the missing people, the people that escaped when he attacked the other keep, and we funnily enough saw them right there in the previous city we were at.
Just a moment.
What?
You know very well that Bishop Waleran is in Winchester now. So what are we doing here?
No idea. Mother never tells me anything. She treats me and Father like damn children. It's a wonder Father ever got to fuck her in the first place. But here I am, and I'm starving. Damn, I'm starving.
Where are you going?
In there.
No!
I'm sure the bishop would want to see me well fed. We won't be staying long, so whatever it is you gotta do, do it fast. How can I help you? How about you step aside?
Why did Regan Hamley send us here? What is Walleran's secret? So we're here to discover something, apparently, while he's not looking. I mean, we probably don't have a lot of reason to like this guy after what happened before. We've seen the desolation caused by helping him. Should stay away from the palace. No one can catch me spying around here. The bishop would be more than displeased. Let's spy.
I shouldn't even be here.
But what if I spy?
Waleran's palace can't be why I'm here. Can it? Waleran's...
What else could it possibly be? You want to ask the horse?
This can't be it.
You sure you don't want to ask the horse? Oh yeah, the gate we never tried before.
The answer might lie somewhere beyond this gate.
They've chopped local woods down and they're building something in the background. There is something. Fog is too thick. They're building some kind of buildings, maybe even siege weapons. It's hard to tell what it is exactly. Would rather leave, but now that I'm here, might as well look around. Should find out why we are here.
What is that?
Waleran has a construction site of his own. What is he building out there? Is that a cathedral?
Is this why Regan Hamley thinks that Waleran wants the lands of Shiring for himself? He is the bishop. He can do as he pleases. Perhaps he's just building a guest house. No, it is too big for that. What in the name of Christ is he building out there?
What is he building out here? That's all we have for now? Well, if we go inside, we might be able to find out what exactly. Might be our only chance to figure anything out at all. Oh, he's up there, the steward, or assistant, or whatever.
You! Please! You were here before, weren't you? Yes. I remember you. Philip, isn't it?
Yes.
Please, you have to help me.
What happened?
He forced me to serve him food. He took the Lord's name in vain, and he pushed me and touched me.
Oh, God.
Ah, the monk. Oh. Did the boy call you? So
Sir,
what? Did he ask you for help?
Are you just like actively some kind of barbarian monster just all the time?
Running to you?
He didn't have to say anything. I knew you would get us in trouble.
Trouble? Me? We're young men, he and I play rough. So what? I asked you to leave.
And that is what we will do. What will the bishop think of your behavior?
Listen, we're all on the same side here.
We are not.
You, me, him, we're all working for the bishop. He won't mind. I play rough, so what? We are all men of God. Well, I'm a man.
You are a sinner.
So what? Everyone is. The bishop told me. But my sins are forgiven.
Why would you think that?
I took Earl's castle for him.
Your parents agreed to arrest Bartholomew because they wanted his earldom.
Who cares what they think? I felled Bartholomew's men with my sword. The old man was begging me for his life. On his knees, he begged me. I did it for the bishop. But hey, I'm sure you did great things for him as well. You think my father took Earl's castle?
I pity you.
Again? You dare to say that again? You pity me. I pity you. You're not a man. Neither of you are.
We are men of God.
A man kills, and a man fucks. And no one talks down to me. No one! I know you saw me and that whore at the river. I would have fucked that woman if it hadn't been for you.
And what would that have achieved?
She'd have learnt her lesson. And don't you think I noticed how you spied on me and that horse thief? I should kill you for that. I should. Let me tell you, I will fuck Bartholomew's whore of a daughter. I will fuck her good. I'm a man. Damn it, I'd fuck the boy if that was the only way to put him in his place. Hell, he looks like he'd enjoy it too.
Not even God would forgive those sins.
Of course he would. He already did. The bishop told me.
Then the bishop is wrong.
Hey, we're on the same side here. Now, we will stay here a while longer, as I've not finished eating. Shit.
William just drove the knife into the table. What if the bishop saw this? This guy is just actively the worst thing ever, because he's not only been He's not even just somebody that hasn't ever been told no. He's somebody that's been actively encouraged constantly. And he really shouldn't ever be. Was this the purpose? I was on this trip just to see that the bishop puts up with this person, which isn't he related to the person that sent me on this trip? Is that what they're hoping for? Why would I point out the stone relief to William? Just to see if he reacts to it, I suppose?
Throw them into the blazing furnace, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
What?
Hell. It is a depiction of hell.
The bishop said the relief intimidates even his most impious visitors. They all fear death. I'm not afraid to die. Do not fear those who kill the body. Rather fear him who can destroy both soul and body in hell. Who's he?
The devil. A fallen angel.
I have nothing to be afraid of. The cowardly, the unbelieving, the vile, the murderers, the sexually immoral, those who practice magic arts, the idolaters, and all liars. Their souls are the devil's. They will all go to hell. Stop it! Hell is far away. I'm not afraid.
Holy crap, he has the most simplistic brain, doesn't he?
Has Bishop Waleran ever shown you the scripture?
He told me of it. What do you think?
Look on him with the book, and my character just shakes his head and moves on.
No, not now.
A greasy plate. William just tossed it away, it seems.
If the bishop finds out about this, he will not be pleased.
Well, thankfully he has an aide at the very least.
And if anyone's name was not found written in the book of life, he was thrown into the lake of fire.
What's that? It's from the scripture. The end of days.
The second death of the sinners.
Bishop Waleran said that if a sinner stares into the flame, the devil stares back from the lake of fire. What?
I can't see him. What is it?
We ride back to Winchester. Now!
Well, he's not taking this very well. I guess no one has read any of this stuff to him.
What happened?
Maybe he saw things to come.
How can I thank you?
Tell me, what is being built out there?
What?
A substantial construction is underway, it seems.
Yes, but...
What is it?
A castle. The bishop is building a castle.
Waleran's building a castle and has run out of materials. That's why he's here.
Why a castle?
I don't know. It is not for me to ask or question the bishop.
Of course.
And I doubt it's for you to question him either. That man, William, had no idea why you two came here, had he? You came here to spy on the bishop. You brought this man here. Leave! Go! But leave the tableware.
I only wanted to tidy up the table.
Of course. I knew you couldn't be trusted ever since I saw you stealing apples and hay when you first came here.
He seemed so shocked I thought that he was going to use the knife.
There you are. My son seemed thoughtful when he returned.
You priests and your talk. You always get to him.
He seemed more excited after talking to your bishop, though. Then again, We know Waleran is good with words. Don't we, my husband?
Of course, yes.
Speaking of Waleran, what did you find, monk?
A construction site.
Ah. So Waleran has a building project of his own. Did you also find out what he is building?
A castle.
Yes. He is building a castle for himself. And he used up every stone and every tree on his own lands. He claims he wants Bartholomew's land for your cathedral. But what Waleran wants is a castle.
He's always been like that.
What do you want from me?
As Prior of Kingsbridge, you will agree that my husband shall have the whole earldom of Shiren.
And why would I do you a favor like that?
Because we will support the rebuilding of your cathedral with our stones and our timber.
The king can live up to all of his promises, and Waleran gets nothing.
That is our offer. What do you say?
A moment to turn against Waleran. Shit. Well, something that feels a little rough is just that I've barely met most of these characters, so like we're making like these dramatic... We're making these relatively dramatic gestures without a ton to go on sometimes. I'm curious if you can haggle for a better deal.
No, we have no deal.
Why not?
We made you a good offer.
You need me. The king still considers giving all the lands of the earldom to Waleran to rebuild our cathedral. You need this deal with me just as much as I do.
This is... Oh. We taught this fool well, it seems.
What are your terms, father?
What is more valuable, arable land or forest?
Arable land, of course.
Then you shall have the arable and I'll have the forest.
I need the forest to hunt. An earl must have his hunting grounds.
You can hunt there. I just want the timber for my cathedral.
Ugh.
Which do you want, the cattle pastures or the sheep grazings?
The pasture.
Then I'll have the hill farms with their sheep. Would you like the income from markets or the quarry?
Suppose we said the quarry.
You won't, though, will you?
No. We'll take the markets. You can have the stones.
It is agreed, then?
We have a pact. My husband will let the king know of our agreement. Bishop Waleran will be quite surprised. You will see his true face when he does not get what he wants.
Damn, Philip. You figured that one out. I'm also looking forward to seeing what the bishop actually reacts like when he doesn't get what he wants, because I've been waiting for that to happen for a while now. Because I just immediately did not believe him